third game of the night, and it is going to be yet another one that we are watching very, very closely because this is early days, and it's an early goal too for Mr. Melon's Vanguard coming out. We've seen them already here at Meta before. Not actually, I don't know if it was in the high school series that we've seen them so far already, but definitely seen them before. Mr. Melon's impressed us then, and looks like he's going to be doing so again here with that early goal.
That's right, Gex, and there isn't that many teams in the WA, which means these guys are going to be facing up against each other every 2 weeks.
Yep.
There's only 4 teams in total, which means they played each other in the first round, and they're playing each other again in the third round. And it makes you wonder, how much are these teams going to get to know each other, and how much of a difference is it going to make? Solaris had beat out... Oh wait, sorry, I was looking at the wrong side. Vanguard...
Control. Sorry, I just getting distracted here by beautiful air dribbles. Continue with the stats. Oh, Mr. Melon's with the second goal there as well.
Fantastic. Anyways, yeah, I'm really excited to see how these turn out. Seeing as these teams are going to be playing each other over and over again, we'll be able to track their process and their progress throughout the next couple weeks, and whether or not these teams are very evenly matched to the point where they are going to be challenging each other, or, as we see Mr. Melon here from Vanguard absolutely popping off, is going to be a dominant performance coming from one team.
Oh, what a save from Riri Pillow. It's Finn underneath, though, getting that dead center again, and Riri Pillow back for the second save as well. Mr. Sayre stuck on backboard, but Finn, a big miss, means that brain damage has to go up, and living up to his name, he's going to miss the ball completely. Comes back across to the wall, and it's Asa. We've seen Asa come through with unbelievable air dribble already. I'm a little scared of the control this guy actually has on the ball. He could prove to be such a difference maker for these two teams. What was the matchup like last time these guys played? Do you have history?
Well, I have visuals, and
visual confirmation.
So this is Vanguard versus Solaris. Look, Gex, I'm not gonna lie, I did my math wrong. They play against each other every 3 weeks, so this is the first time they're playing against each other. Whoops, my bad. But that means, in 3 weeks' time, I'll tell you what I think. All right.
Tell him he is bad in chat. You all deeply care that he is wrong. That's yep.
I'm ashamed.
Yes, yeah.
Unbelievable.
The shame is unbelievable. How could you? But no, that just makes it all the more interesting. The first time these guys have met up means that anything can happen here, and with Asa already showing some skills, I expect to see something back into this at some point, a little bit of a breakaway. Only one to beat now as he gets bumped away. He's going to go forward for a bump of his own, and now it's Mr. Sayre to get this center. Brain damage, puts it to midfield. Riri Pillow, though, can't get any purchase on the ball. Has a touch, but there's just no power off that, and Kolbe Catholic College Vanguard is going to get back control.
And Gex, I think just before the game, the reason we started up and ran straight in was because we had one of the players missing while they were struggling to get their hands on the game and get in time. Do you know which team that player was from, Gex?
I believe that was Team Solaris.
That's right, okay. And again, they could be a little bit shaken. Look, I'm not going to lie, Gex, it has been cold. I'm sure it's still cold in WA, despite it being a very warm and sunny place. And, you know, maybe their hands are cold. They should all warm up a little bit. It happens, right?
Yeah, it happens.
It happens. Oh man, Gex, has it been cold for you? I know I was talking about my eyeballs freezing like earlier, but...
Not in this room specifically. My computer is a giant space heater, so when the door is closed, I'm pretty toasty in here actually. And this shirt is actually making me sweat a little. I had to turn the fan on between games, but no, it has definitely been cooling off here. I think we're in for a bit of a cold winter here. Extremes are just getting worse.
Look, at least it means that my PC isn't going to overheat, and I don't have to worry about that. Because during summer, mate, I was... oh man, it sounded like a plane was taking off in my room. I was worried.
You had was from your sweat, eh?
Yeah, so I'm glad that that's one good thing we can take out of the winter. And you know, the cold is nice most of the time when you're not like walking outside in your thongs and your singlet to try and grab the mail. I could get a heater.
Aircon, but that can be expensive.
Yeah, I know aircon and heaters can be crazy expensive. So the best thing you can do is just wrap up a nice warm blanket and some snow gear. I do have snow gear just for when I want to be cuddly and warm.
That's a good idea. It sounds very wholesome.
Yeah, we can almost go. What's it called? Gex, the snow day game mode.
Yeah, go to snow day. Yep.
If it gets bad enough, they might have to change the game mode.
Oh, Melons, it's off the crossbar. Will it get
Brain damage?
It is.
What a wonderful little follow-up. Unfortunately, Mr. Melons with beautiful little pirouette in the air and bouncing it off the crossbar. But maybe it was more calculated than we thought, meaning brain damage could follow up with that 4th goal with 40 seconds left on the clock and a very big lead to flex.
The garbage man coming through is the cleanup man, and I gotta say he's overdressed for the job. Look at that top hat coming in again. Oh, shot! What a block from Ace!
Oh my
he
God!
Jumped high for that and actually corrected back in time. A really beautiful save there off of an unbelievable angle shot. So there is some big threats here. Ace here is stepping up to the mark, but like you said, might be a little rough, a little bit of a cold start here for Team Solaris for some of the players as well, so gotta see them step up to the mark still.
That's right, still plenty of games to go, and the outcome of one does not determine how the other ones are coming out, but this one is determined with a 4-0 victory going in the way of Vanguard with a very domineering performance and a very swag hat coming from Brain Damage. Very dapper.
I have a friend in real life that just wears a top hat. I mean, it cost him like $400, so like you don't pay that much and then just not wear it. So yeah, it's like an actual like British Kangol branded like real felt top hat. It's insane, but yeah, it's a bit of a quirk.
It does sound a little bit crazy, but maybe I gotta get me a top hat, Gex. I mean, I think that looks pretty cool. Maybe you should get a top hat.
Yeah, you rock that with your curly locks. Everybody'd be swooning over you in no time, man. That's the look.
Mate, wearing a top hat with your face, I think they'd be swooning over both of us. It'd be fantastic. Maybe when we're doing RLCS together, you and me can wear top hats.
It's gonna be it. Yeah, I'll bring you over to RLCS. They won't be able to deny you once you get a top hat. They're like, oh, this guy is high class level. We have to have him in.
Either way, either I'm gonna have to work my way up, or I'll sneak it in with a top hat. I'm not gonna complain either way.
You make your case as to why you're one of the best casters out there, and then you'll sneak the top hat in later. I like the idea.
Surely they could just another one, right?
You know what's gonna have snuck in is schools by Willetton school teams. It's just that little bit behind here. They are gonna have to.
Surely they could just another one, right? That's right. And as we load into our second game, tensions are high, and in the back of our head, we all have this feeling. Once again, we're gonna see Vanguard get a very powerful start. That's right. And as we load, I am waiting to see the tides turn because look at that control from Mr. Melon. The way he oh man. The ball's in the air and it just lands on top of his car, doesn't bounce at all, and he acts like it's nothing. It is incredible.
Nothing at all. Mr. Melon's all over it. He's not up in YouTube this time. It's going to be the Twitch being repped there by Mr. Melon as well, but it's Brain Damage. Brain Damage outshining him right now. How many followers do you reckon he's got? At least 2, right?
On Twitch? Yeah, Brain Damage or
like as a base level? Minimum
2. Look, at least 3 maybe, Gex. I'm going to push it a bit more. Right, it would be a big number.
A big number is 3.
A big number.
Maybe you need to go back to high school yourself.
Yeah, alright, Gex, alright.
Number at 3 is... Yeah, alright.
3 is $3 million?
Do well in
that has 3 at the start.
Okay, 3 million is a lot.
No, 3 million. Separate them, Gex. Same thing. Okay, sorry. 3 gold bars is a lot, isn't it, Gex? 3...
yeah.
Rocket League RLCS titles is a lot, isn't it? You know, yeah. Let's not write off the number 3. I like it. It's a good number.
Mr. Melons, I'm gonna 3-goal lead. It'd be nice.
Oh yeah. Well, let's see how we go with Brain Damage. Ooh, trying to get that redirect. But Ace has been living up to his name. Has been the defender of the gods, and unfortunately, his defense does not hold up. For Brain Damage coming in looking for his second. And just putting them ahead that much more with a beautiful little 360 barrel roll to knock that one in.
They're on their way to a 3-goal scoreline here, but you know what else is a lot in Rocket League, considering the number 3 minutes left on board, and with more than those There's a lot of time to be played out here and a lot of effort left to be given by Team Solaris to even this up. They've got the time to do it. Great little center there, but Acer not ready for it. He's got some fantastic plays here, but I'm not sure about the rotations.
That's right. Looking for the top left with Mr. Saar, who has been very, very quiet this game. Haven't seen too much coming out of him. Really has been Acer, the star of the show for Solaris, with Referee Pillow being the backup act. But I would really like to see some of these guys show some magic. Their scoreline is not as big as it is last time. There's still lots of time left on the clock. And Gex, you know what else there's 3 of in Rocket League?
Players.
Players, that's right.
I got it.
You got it. Oh my god.
I'm learning. It's like I'm fitting the square hole in the square peg in the square hole now.
I never got it, you know.
Trying to ram the triangle one in there forever. It just won't fit.
Look, Gex, I'm not gonna lie, I never got it in there. They thought I was too old for the toy before I even got to finish the puzzle. Have fun.
Oh,
But Finn here, beautiful little chip, and he's gonna bang right into the top right corner with some gunshots being fired right at the end to celebrate his goal. Look at that.
Top bins. Really nice shot there. It does catch the corner just to show exactly how pinpoint accurate that was. And had to be as well, because Team Solaris defense was coming in there. It's been a tough thing to overcome, but 3 times in a row now, Vanguard have been able to do it. And brain damage coming around. That's a good read by Mr. Sam.
Finally showing some stuff we're looking for with Acer here, trying to bring it down once again, and it has dropped him in front of the goals, but Acer has floated it a bit too far. Mr. Seth still trying to keep it up, and there's a lot of Vanguard out of the goals, trying to rotate back in time. Referee Pillow on the D. Mr. Mellon trying to chase right back up, and it does go nowhere.
Riri Pillow's going to remain in that goal. I can see a little bit of lack of experience out of a player when they do sit directly in net. You always want to be sitting at the back post. If you know anything about soccer, you know about probably front post defense more if you're in real soccer, but you do not have the ability to change momentum quite as quickly when you're on wheels here. So back post defense is where it is at for Rocket League.
Right.
And we keep seeing them in goal there. It's a little bit of a worrying sign for them, but it's something that they can learn throughout the continuation of this season. When you've got Acer on here, he's a Season 5 SSL. Unbelievable that he is coming in here looking like that, because that is an insane margin to reach. Mr. Sayre fishing that off, and it's actually not Acer involved in this play at all, but Mr. Sayre gets the first one on.
That's right, Acer at such a high skill level as well. I mean, I did not press tab or look in the loading screen before he walked in, but that is a very nice banner to be able to hold on to, and I'm excited to see if Acer can live up to his name, because now you've hyped him up, Gex.
That's last season. Like, you're looking at this only months ago. He was SSL, if he's not still. So that is a really big title to live up to. If you can't do it, don't wrap it.
That's right. And look, let's not write off Acer anytime just yet with that ball control. They are very fluid, but it feels like they just can't keep their hands on top of it.
I think he's wrapping it because he can. We haven't really seen the opportunities for him yet, but it's coming up.
It's like someone other than you and me wearing a top hat, right?
Yeah.
Like, they can rep it,
but
they can't live up to it, right?
Yeah. This is to the corner. Brain damage. Up, out of the ceiling corner here, and it's going to be Riri Pillow. Downfield again. Finally some good offense here out of Team Solaris. Another shot coming out here. Seeing the whiffs kind of come down out of the team as well, but still lack of communication, some poor rotations holding them back here. But if they can eliminate some of those, if they can get back on top of this, just constantly be communicating with each other and know when to go, I think we see a much more composed team out of Team Solaris here. Acer needs to be coming in and teaching these guys, though. If you are sitting in net on defense and you've got a supersonic legend on your team, you don't have an excuse. Somebody needs to step up and take the leadership role.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that this game felt a lot less divisive and dominant than the last, with Vanguard going 4-0 and now only going 3-1 with their 2-goal difference. And it wasn't just that, but it felt like Vanguard had a lot harder of a time just being able to drop the ball in the back of the net, though there were some unfortunate crossbar misses. Asia felt more like a silent hero than somebody who was really standing out, but there does need to be a transformation if a team Solaris to win. Some advice, even just a rallying speech to boost the morale. Yeah, guys, we got this.
Yeah, they do need a little bit there. You could see their confidence starting to build there, but Asa really being that third man didn't enable him to make a lot of upfield plays, which is probably why you're not really, like, if you were in chat with, oh, you know, how got that Super Legend title. I see what you're saying. There's only you can do when you're having to play that third man role. You would much rather have solid defense and an assured save than a high percentage of chance for a shot to go in. I would 100% rather take a risky shot than a risky save.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because the name of the game is really just not concede goals. As silly as it sounds, if you don't concede any goals, you can't lose, no matter what.
Acer is up. It's a good center here. Mr. Sayre coming through, but Ripolo is going to have to double back here. They were looking to form some decent aggression there. It's well passed across net here, and Ripolo underneath. That's a good pass forward. Mr. Sayre opposite up. Is Acer there in time? It's kind of being paced out by his opponent here, but
all on his own!
How does it get through them?
Take a look at this. AC all on his own. I thought he was going to have a hard time knocking it in with a nice little... Oh, no! Right in between the two, and Gex, did that rebound off them both and roll in? Or did it slide right... Yeah.
I mean, it definitely contacted at least one of them. It could have been a redirect back. It's very, very close spacing there. A bit hard to tell, but, I mean, there was contact. It's just snuck its way through them. I don't know how that is a goal that can make it in, but... Very, very unfortunate there for Vanguard, but a good shot nonetheless from Acer.
And Solaris looking more comfortable in their skin as they look for another!
Acer, he's listening in. He's like, you know what? I'm going to show up now. I'm going to show them exactly what I got, and just that little beat out speed is key here from Acer.
Don't think Finn's happy about that one. Was up against the side of the goal and could not pick that one up, even though it was a fairly easy shot to get rid of. But again, with the strength that Vanguard has been showing, I wouldn't be surprised if they have the confidence to try and mount a comeback in. TTV.MrMelon277. Look, mate, he's got to have something up his sleeve here with all the stuff he's been showing so far.
Again, an opportunity for the blue side here as Vanguard on top of it are going to get shot on a second time here. Acer with tons of control gets a bump there as well. Good team player here, but the team has to rotate around him if they're going to play off of it. And right now, with him off field, they have to start that up quickly. Get back to this now. Mr. Sayre paced them out there with 0 boost. Able to get to it just in time and actually bait some defense forward, which leaves them with opportunities like this. Mr. Melon just over the top.
Yeah, Vanguard is doing a good job, but they feel like they're starting to lose control of not the pressure, but the dominance that they've had on top of the ball. And some of the goals that have been scored from Solaris have been very well shot and well positioned, but it still is Vanguard who feel as though they hold the ball the most, pass it between each other the most, and have the best positioning as they move around. When the ball is in the hands of Vanguard, it feels very hard to take away unless there's a mistake. They're passing from one player to another player. It'd be in front of goal, it'd be with their own dribbling, and they're sort of losing grip of it this game. And whether that's due to fatigue, maybe just a bad game. Oh, and a little redirect there from Finn is not going to roll in. Almost too cold to believe.
Have we had 2 games already, or did game 1 just drag on so long that I'm remembering 2 games instead?
There's 2 games, yes, we've had 2 games.
We've had 2 games, alright, so this is actually match point for Willetton Senior High School here, and Vanguard are on their, Team Solaris, sorry, are on their last legs, and one back into this is making it questionable again.
There it is, brain damage showing what he's made of again, and it may be Mr. Melon who's showing off the ball control skills, but it is undeniably brain damage who's the one putting it in the back of the net.
Here we go again, Mr. Mellon with the challenge off kickoff. Brain damage. 2 backboard. Oh, going up to challenges, Mr. Mellons. It's going to get underneath it again here and being brought across. 0 boost, though, off the side. And brain damage out to the midfield is not going to be able to maintain control over this. This really is Ace's game.
Oh, flip reset!
He's got the flip reset. This is SSL's skill, but he can't hold on to it just long enough to find the net. Unfortunately, it goes back to the midfield again, and a long shot might even have a chance here. Will be deflected away.
Mr. Mellon looked for the redirect as well.
Oh, no.
Ace could not hold! And Mr. Mellon going for the equalizer that I would have to say some very well expected, but at the same time, Solaris was holding into the lead so tightly, I could not tell which way it's going to go, and I still can't. An equalized score of 1 minute 38 left, and Solaris is dangling off the edge of the cliff right now. They need to get another hand to pull themselves back up, and they need it fast.
Brain damage in behind this now. Finn on ground. Oh, it's going to come away to the corner. Oh, dropped. Well, and Asa, the pinch upfield. This is good control. Brought down, and another one will get them back into the lead. Team Solaris just barely hanging on to this series. If they can hold this lead now, they can push it to a game 4.
What a strong player, and it looks like he absolutely was listening to us as he's turned up so much in this third game, taking a hat trick into his own pocket, and it really begs the question of whether or not a large amount of these skillful Vanguard players can hold on to the skill that they've been playing at and not, you know, fall into this pressure that's being exuded by Acer right now with the Supersonic Legend logo, with the flip resets, with the beautiful aerial control. A lot of pressure right now with 50 seconds left on the clock, and 1 goal from both sides would completely change the game.
Oh, no!
Oh!
Team bump just reminding me of, I think it's Season 5 RLCS here. Justin sending it to overtime, and then the bump between Garrett G and Fireburner to open up the net to actually finish the series off. It is absolute flashbacks to that moment there as, oh my goodness, a 2-goal lead with 43 seconds left might just be enough to have secured the whole game here for Team Solaris. We are looking at a game 4. I believe it.
But it does not look like Vanguard is ready to be written out yet. Finn, Brain Damage, Mr. Mellon all looking for this ball intensely. Brain Damage is going to knock it down the field with Mr. Mellon trying to hold on to the ball.
Is this there? Backboard Riri pillow, a bit of a miss, but does mean Brain Damage had to hit that a little harder.
Oh, it's on!
Pass. Oh, almost enough. But with 6 seconds dying down now, any control, that will mean the clock ticks down. 2 goals cannot be found even on 0 here. And that means that game 4 is upon us. Team Solaris take us 1 longer in this series at the very least.
Gex, I think... Am I wrong? This is the first game that hasn't been a 3-0 on stream?
Yep, absolutely. First series to not be a sweep all night.
No, not just all night.
No, we did have one. I think we had one game that was not a sweep before now. So this will be the second series on stream for the whole season so far that has not been a full sweep, if my memory serves correctly. But yeah, definitely been blowouts. Finally, an answer back, and it's in the form of Team Solaris.
And Solaris still dangling on the edge of the cliff. Now they've managed to get both their hands back up. All that's left is to pull themselves up and put them both at match point. Because right now Vanguard is still standing atop, trying to wrangle their hands off to finish this one off, because they still hold the power in this scenario. They are able to score a couple goals and finish it off, with the pressure is really on Team Solaris to try and stay in the game.
It is. But, I mean, if you push it to that game 5 and you're on the doorstep of that reverse sweep, the pressure kind of evens out, because you have then lost 2 games back to back as Vanguard, and that is a very threatening situation. You got to say, Acer really is stepping up as a bit of a carry here. I've seen some unbelievable touches from both Mr. Sayre and Riri Pillow to just enable Acer on field in that third game. They definitely needed the first two warm-up. We are not seeing a 4-0 game out of this series again, not like game one. It's just not going to happen.
That's right, and maybe Acer was the missing player and their hands were just a little bit cold. They finally had a chance to warm up, but the ball run down the curve. Brain Damage barely picks it up before Riri can back it up on him. Mr. Melon showing off the passing and ball control, taking it down the line, and it's going to fall right back into his hands.
Here it comes again. But taken away. Finn might be able to reform this. Acer putting up a good defense, not a lot of power on that, but an actual triple commit onto that, and a pinch that was unwanted between two members of the team there. They still managed to get away with ball control out of that defense. How are they making that work?
And both, unfortunately, Melon and Finn have missed the ball. Their consistency doesn't feel the same as it was. Ball going to drop in front of goal here with Brain Damage going to clean it up, and it is getting a lot tighter. Both the teams are feeling a lot more even, and the pressure has suddenly started to really come out. And even though the pressure feels like it should be on Solaris, Vanguard is getting absolutely... Oh! I spoke too soon. And though Vanguard may be feeling the pressure, Brain Damage was here to try and relieve it. He's like a good massage after a long day of slouching at work, and it must feel good.
Team Solaris on the back foot again. Like you said, this one, realistically, the pressure is on them here. And they have to answer back. Mr. Sayre nearly finding something, but the control is going to go to Acer, who might be cracking under that pressure a little bit there. Does let it go in a situation he really shouldn't be. With the skills we know he has now, it's going to come across. Riri Pillow might even go for a second touch on that. Acer dove on it though and possibly had a better center. It will get away to Mr. Sayre, but the turn is no good and we'll lose control. Finn with a shot.
Oh!
Go just wide.
It's flown past all three members of Solaris too. I thought Riri had his hands on that, but I guess not. Mr. Melon still holding control of the ball with Acer getting a bit of a demo and sitting in his opponent's goal, flipping around, and it looks like it is quite open here. Finn and Mr. Melon dashing back to try and defend that one. Acer sitting his goal, and it looks like Riri is the one who's on top of the ball.
Brain Damage away. Midfield now is a threat as Brain Damage takes control, but Mr. Sayre's 50 goes very, very well upfield into the corner at 50-50, benefiting them absolutely massively here. Finn gets 50-50 away as well. Mr. Melon down to the floor. Ace finds the angle, evens it up, dead on the center point of this game. We have hit halftime.
Acer equalizing at 2 minutes 30, and oh, what a lovely shot that is, bouncing off the crossbar, and not to heartbreak, it does bounce inside off the bottom of that crossbar, equalizing the score. Not only is it halftime, it is also, you know, that was almost really cool, Gex. That was almost really cool. If I could even out a 1-1, that isn't half, but they are equal, and it is all starting to look well-rounded now, with the ball going to fly into the back of the net, and Brain Damage can't pick it up as it rolls past the wall, and Solaris is starting to look much, much stronger here as the time ticks just past halftime, and this time things are not looking all-rounded anymore.
Well, it's not going to be half of the scoreboard each anymore because Team Solaris are taking one up here, and that ratio getting out of control if they can score one more here. 2 minutes left on board to do so.
You know, Gex, that's what I was thinking. Half the scoreboard. You know, it just wasn't coming out of my mouth.
I got you covered.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Now, Mr. Sayre. Big pinch, actually, to get that center, but Mr. Melons reads it well. Riri Pillow might be able to go for another one here. Finn, that's not the touch you want. Tried to keep it close for control, I think, there, but Acer, look at this control. Oh! The top of Brain Damage just in time.
Yeah, the positioning here from Solaris, despite seeing a bunch of triple-double commits, it feels dominant. They've been all over on top of the ball here. Like you look, if I see Mr. Melon getting their hands on the ball, Finn, Brain Damage, trying to bring it up, it's like, okay, Solaris has got this. And they still feel like they have fuel and boost and time to spare. It's very impressive.
Oh, big challenge by Mr. Sayre. Acer up early, does win the challenge. It's to the midfield. Mr. Sayre and Riri Pillow not willing to double commit on that, and both back off. Just a bit of communication there would have absolutely secured them the ball, but instead they are on the back foot. They're getting shot on now, and nobody to follow it up means that the shot never comes.
That's right, beautiful block from Finn here, blocking that almost inevitable feeling goal to bring him to third, but with 45 seconds on the clock, Vanguard is not going to sit down and take this. The ball is almost centered with Finn clearing it away and dropping down into Mr. Melon's hands, who's looking straight towards goal. He can't hold possession of the ball.
Pillow upfield again, 30 seconds left. All they have to do is hold a 1-goal lead now to be able to take this all the way to game 5. Mr. Sayre on it, the shot's going crossbar, they just secured it.
There it is. I really thought Mr. Melon was going to have that one, but Mr. Sayre just clunks with a nice little chip there, flying straight towards the bottom of that inside crossbar and finishing with Mr. Melon. Must not be feeling good about that one.
Placed exactly where it needed to be. Now it's Acer again with control out of his own field there. A bit of a hard one to read out of the corner. He did try and make the effort, but might have been a bit of a wasted boost here, as now they are struggling in this corner to gain control back. Braden Average kind of giving that one away though, but as the clock ticks down, it will not matter. Maybe one to take into game 5, but it will be game 5. Team Solaris will take it with no answer at the last second there like we thought there might be. It does go to ground, and this has turned suddenly from another thrashing into an incredible series.
Yeah, I gotta say, this is so exciting. Solaris is flipping the game on its head. The beautiful point, Acer, he's to start back him up very well. I think Acer, when they took the lead in that first game that Solaris managed to get under their belt, Mr. Sayre and Riri Pillow were still sort of taking the backseat, but in this one, it felt like they both were, moving more. They were getting better control over the ball, and like I was saying, they felt so present across the entire pitch. Watching it from above and watching on directed cam and some of the replays, it feels like you can't get away from them.
Yeah, absolutely. It does come away as a team that now is very well put together. Acer definitely the big step up on this team. He's what did you call him earlier? The one man that steps up to put the fear into the hearts of the other players on field.
Yeah, that's it. But, the Acer. You know what the Acer is, Gex?
The Acer.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. I think it's the Norse gods.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, like I said, he's living up to his name. He really is looking like a god today.
He is, but in saying that, it's really been the difference of the entire team stepping up to work around him, and now he has that backup. He's been enabled into a winning position in this series. One away now, but so is Vanguard still, only one away. They have been for some time now, and like I said, now that pressure mounts on them to actually finally make an answer against 2 games in a row lost.
Yeah, and now this is a whole different type of pressure that we're starting to look at, because it's gone from the pressure that Vanguard is dropping here on top of Solaris to force to make them feel, oh, Solaris says, oh, we're about to lose the game. The pressure's on us. If we lose, we lose. And that scenario is still the same, but now Vanguard is in the mindset of losing. Instead of, I bet you inside some of their heads is, instead of we have to win this, it's we can't lose this. And anyone who's looked a little bit into sports psychology is, there is a really big difference between the word win and the word lose as it rolls down the side of the post, and it looks like those words haven't ingrained deep enough. With Finn, despite a very slow rolling ball right in front of him, he still takes a moment to pick it up with no contention.
What is deep enough is the shot into net, just enough to get past the defense, and like you said, Finn bringing it home there means that Vanguard, they might actually have the answer that they need. This is the first time that they've been
Acer!
Match Acer immediately.
Oh my god, what a shift here, jumping right up once again with the aerial pirouette, and Finn just misses it, and so does Mr. Melon. That perfect killer ball right in between both players as it sits comfortably right in the back of the goal.
Finn huge shot to backboard here, and Asa is up to meet it. We'll take it to ground. Brain damage right onto Riri Pillar. The defense is good and holding for Team Solaris, but they aren't up yet, and Vanguard's still a chance to take this out now as it comes away from the backboard. Good touch there, will come across. Riri Pillow and Mr. Sayre send it high together, but looks like 3 might be running low on boost or out of position there. One of the two.
Very tight together.
They just can't get out of their own half.
Pressure is starting to look like it's being put on by Vanguard here, despite Asa doing some fantastic moves, and I spoke too soon. Riri with the beautiful edge. Oh my, come on.
Post.
Oh, Mr. Sayre just could not follow it up. That was a beautiful sequence of events with Riri passing it off to AC, but AC just could not sink it.
Crossbar, sorry. Yeah, it's all woodwork, and the woodwork is gonna have to be rebuilt after this one. We've seen a fair few of them hit. Now, Mr. Mellon again looking for a pass upfield, but Finn was a long way back. Finn now with 0 boost can't quite reach that, and it will be a reset on their own side. Or will it? Mr. Sayre wins that 50-50 massively. Asa, a huge miss, and it's actually once again Mr. Sayre pushing onto net. He's being absolutely monumental in this match so far.
AC looking to get the chip here, but it's going to land straight into Brain Damage's hands.
The pincher, I should say.
Oh, Riri with an unadvantageable, wrong word.
Unadvantageable,
that's it. Put that in the dictionary. Put that in the dictionary.
I'm using that at some point. There's no way I'm not. Asa off the backboard, Mr. Sayre. Oh, he's been so crucial, but he just can't.
Oh, and there it is.
Man. Another shot on target, but the defense holds yet again, and it's Riri Pillow. Again on that defensive side, he is such a good third man.
Asa is flying! And that was advantageable to be able to land it in the back of the goals here. Beautiful pass from Asa, dropping right into Riri, who has slipped it between the opposite. Look how tight that was. And what a goal.
That is absolutely awesome. And going from #1 third man here to #1 first man, Riri Pillow makes the shot that counts, but it's answered again. Anything that matters is just cancelled out instantly here. It's Finn again with the second goal of the game for his team, and it is only 2 on board, so that means he's got all of it.
Wow, what an equalizer, and what a tight game. I'm going crazy.
This is about as close as it gets in a game 5. Staring down what could be an overtime here too. Not if Finn has anything to say about it. And out of boost, had to grab that, and that will hold him back from Asia.
Finn trying to use the last of his boost to pick it up, and a beautiful smother from Asia. Not going to let that ball fly around. Mr. Sayre looking to bring it further up the pitch, but he has no support. Brain damage does knock the ball away, but it drops straight into the opponent's hands. Riri Pillow going to get it nicked off him by Mr. Mellon, and the ball is all over the place, going left and right. Possession is changing over and over and over again between a lot of players, which is not good for either side.
No, it makes for a lot of awkward play either as well. So you're going to see it change hands even more. And it doesn't necessarily look that skillful when it becomes that kind of awkward play, but whoever can make the most advantage out of awkward play maybe should actually be forcing that more. You do see it at high-level gameplay where suddenly the gameplay slows down. You see the chat go, oh, I could do that. I'm platinum, and I could do that. RCS. I just, sometimes it makes me want to die a little bit, but you're wrong, and it's the reason. You force awkward plays. It looks awful, but if you are the team that can capitalize on it best, you benefit from it, and you should be forcing those moments.
Oh, and there it is!
Mellons doesn't need it to be awkward. He's just going to take his skill to the top right corner of the net, and with 19 seconds left, that could be the goal that wins this for Vanguard.
That's right, Vanguard has been feeling so strong with exactly what you're talking about. Maybe not necessarily awkward, but chaotic plays is what Vanguard has been really good at taking advantage of, because AC has just been so gracefully setting up every single ball when they have control of it. But when they don't have control of that ball, then it does feel like the game slips out of Solaris' hands, and the ball is still left to the fates of chaos with 5 seconds left on the clock, and it looks like Vanguard's going to hold possession on this one as we tick down to 0 seconds. AC not letting the ball touch the ground, and he tries to dribble it, but Vanguard is going to be the ones who take away the victory today with a 3-2 win in a 3-2 series. They must be happy about that one. Quite advantageable.
Yeah, nothing unadvantageous about anything that happened there for Vanguard. Team Solaris, what a run come back in. That incredibly played out. And the teams rotating around each other and making sure that they really made use of every touch on field there. It went from a game that looked like it was going to be not great into one of the, if not the best series we have seen out of the high school league this season.
Yeah. I mean, they played so well, I came up with a new word to put in the dictionary, but besides that, it feels like both teams had such a different style of playing. As I was saying, it felt like Vanguard was taking more advantage of the chaos, while it felt much more orchestrated when it came from Solaris. And it was so fun to watch because the game was bouncing between both those scenarios over and over and over again. What a fantastic game. I think both teams were very evenly matched, and they are going to be facing each other quite a bit, seeing as there aren't that many teams in WA. So we'll be seeing a matchup like this once again.
Yeah, I just love the idea that we're going to get more of these full 5-game series. Really, really well played out, and a great way to end out our day because that is our final series. We have to give one more shout out to our sponsor there in Torrens University, Australia here. Each year, Torrens University launches the Bright Awards. The Bright Awards are for year 10, 11, and 12 design students, giving you guys a chance to showcase your design skills to industry professionals. So if you're into game character art, graphic design, 3D design, animation, or motion design, for example, you want to take a look? You could win $1,000 or even $3,000 for your school. Imagine winning $3K for your meta team to get new facilities, including new computers, people. You can learn how to put the best entry together at their design school holiday workshops, and we will be posting a link for that in the chat. It is in the Meta Discord as well in the announcements channel, so take a look. But yeah, a great big shout out to Torrens University Australia for making sure that we can continue to run what is such a developmental stage of Rocket League professional careers, and even just for fun. Like there are so many players out there playing in tournaments and just loving it. There's so much more to get into once you get out of this high school phase. It's a really, really good environment to learn that in.
Yeah, I'm really glad that we get the opportunity to see players this good as well. I mean, I think it's fantastic that every player gets an opportunity to play, but hey, if you...
And to play these guys. Like, imagine how much you learn from that.
And I think despite Solaris taking the loss here, they have learned so much. And I think ACA is going to become much stronger of a leading force, like a flagship. And I think his teammates are going to grow exponentially in the next couple of games.
They'll rally around it.
Oh, yeah. Not just that. I think in the next couple of games, if ACA really puts the pedal down, then I think his teammates may become forces that can rally around themselves if they can prove enough.
True, absolutely. Yeah, you play together enough, and you will pick that up off of your teammates. So, yeah, definitely. If you are the kind of highest rank in your team, if you're playing the high school series, get your team together, play some matches outside of the high school series here, and just give yourself that winning advantage, because it is an awesome challenge that you are setting yourself. And get to the end of this meta series, you're looking at stuff for your school, you're looking at representation. It is all good stuff. So give yourself the biggest leg up you can, and get out there, help your teammates out.
And before we move on and finish it up, look, MVP was such a tough choice, Gex, but I think we both have come to a final wonderful conclusion. And despite every single player from Vanguard being standout, I think the player's name who we may have said the least really had the most to show, with Finn coming in with that goal to just clean up the game, finish it up, and I think a really big unsung hero for the entire time, sitting really strongly in goals, beautiful passes, beautiful redirects.
Yeah, a lot of control over the game. And that means that our MVP, powered by Torrens University Australia and the Billy Blue College of Design, is going to be Finn from the Kolbe Catholic College there. It is a privilege to really announce that, because Finn, like you said, he's not a name that we talk about all the time. It's nice to be able to shine a spotlight on the more supportive players. If you played that midfield role, good for you, because it is absolutely necessary. And when it comes up to it, Finn was able to move out of the role he was comfortable in, clutch up the game, and he won that series for them.
That's right, absolutely. And I think that's the best thing about the words courage and bravery, Gex. Being courageous or being brave isn't not being scared. It's about doing something despite being scared of it. And I think Finn did an amazing job at stepping up despite being out of his comfort zone. So congratulations, Finn, for taking the MVP today.
Well, it's been an awesome day at that as well. A big shout out to all of our MVPs of the day and all of the people that made it possible for them to get to be that way, because nobody could be an MVP without the support of your team. Really, really good stuff. But that is it for today. That was our last series. That's all we got.
Before we run off, though, I would like to give out one wonderful little shout out to me and Gex's Twitter. If you want to see Gex cast some more Rocket League stuff, if you want to see a picture of Egg I have on my Twitter, that's there.
You keep talking about this. You need to start a series of egg posts. So
have you seen the egg post, Gex? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know if I have.
I would recommend checking it out.
I'm going to go and check it out myself. I definitely have checked out your Twitter before, but I don't remember an egg post. So I'm gonna go and check out the egg post. So.
I feel like it's a pretty good egg post.
I'm even going to be, I represent RLCS for Asia, so going to be on that all weekend, Friday and Saturday. So if you want to come and check it out and see what Asia's doing on their end of things, yeah, head on over and check out my Twitter, because I'm always going to be posting links of when I do big casts, even when I do the littler stuff. There's so much to be proud of in Rocket League at every level, so like to shout those out. Yeah, all going to be on my Twitter.
Wonderful. And I hope you all, as I was speaking about earlier with your frozen eyeballs, I hope that you all wake up without frozen eyeballs and a very warm bed to crawl into tonight. If I have to take on all the frozen eyeballs in the world, I will. So I hope you all have a wonderful sleep and a wonderful rest of your night, everybody. Goodbye from me, goodbye from Gex, and everybody here at Meta. We will see you all next week.
See you.